blessings, my melanated people, God's people. Man, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we're surely out here loving, living, and enjoying life. Melanated, today I just want to talk with you a few moments about spirit animals. There are animals that come to us to bring us messages. And these are our spirit animals, and we'll see them often throughout the course of our lives. Excuse me. But you can have more than one spirit animal, and we'll get a little more into that a little later on in this video. But my first encounter with my spirit animal, which one of my spirit animals is the hawk. And my mother had just had surgery, and she was staying with us, and my wife and I were taking care of her. At least I thought my wife and I were taking care of her. But I saw a hawk, and saw two hawks. Once they were sitting in a tree, smaller hawk and bigger hawk. That usually means male and female. And so when I did my research and looked that up, I saw that meant that I was putting too much on my wife and not taking care of my part of the responsibility of taking care of my mother. And so I had to step up my game and do more, in that situation. And I did. And ever since then, I've always kind of looked up when I see a spirit animal. My wife and I were coming back from going to a fruit stand one day. Excuse me again. And we were driving along the road, and a hawk swooped down and had a snake in its talons, and we could clearly see it. And I was like, oh, wow. We were both like, wow. So when I get home, I looked that up, and that means that you need to be wary of what's going on around. You need to take a higher perspective and see what's going on. Doesn't necessarily mean danger, but it means that you need to be wary of what's going on around you, take in your circumstances. And so you get warnings, you get messages of encouragement. Another animal on my totem is the blackbird. Many times my yard is filled with blackbirds. And I'm wrong about the first animal on my totem. I just thought of it. It was not the hawk. That was the first time I looked it up and realized what it was, and a spiritual animal. But the vulture is also on my totem, because at one point here we had a lot of vultures nesting in an old rotted out tree that we had until it fell down and they moved on. So I've got the vulture, the hawk, the blackbird, and the snake, all part of my totem. So if you have not identified your spiritual animal, all you need to do is just take time and pay attention. There are animals that will come to you in precarious situations, in things that are unreal, that you say, well, this is unusual. In unusual situations is what I'm trying to say. And that's what you want to do. Pay attention to those animals that you find in those unusual situations. Then do your research to see what seeing them mean, because the meanings are deferred from what they're doing at the time that you see them. Is the hawk soaring overhead? Is the hawk sitting in a tree? Does it have its mate with it? Things like that. And then you put all those together and you get what the message is that those spiritual animals are telling you. They're part of your spiritual team. Okay, you'll hear me a lot of times talk about spiritual team. Well, that's a part of your spiritual team, your ancestors, your spiritual animals, the Most High, the Creator, the universe. All of these part of your spiritual teams. Okay, and they can provide information if you are open to receiving it and taking it in. So be wary of your spiritual animals. They're there to help you and to guide you. All right? That's it, my melanated people. Touch feet to soil. Take in plenty of sunlight like I'm doing this morning. A little moonlight if you can. But most of all, melanated, love thy melanated self. Be blessed, my melanated.